Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're back in the car. I want to talk about like the games of relationships, like current day relationships, how there are so many games. Just because I have experienced I feel like the game in every single form, and I'm tired of them. But I'm also going to be eating my breakfast. I did have a donut hole that I stole from either my mom or dad, whoever didn't want theirs, but they left it on the counter. It felt up for grabs, so I had that. But I also got some cinnamon muffins. I have a 4-pack, so there's 3 left, just in case someone wants to steal one of my muffins, like as a return on their donut hole. But what I want to talk about specifically, like, I hate you have to time out when you should text someone, or what kind of response you should say, what should I say so that they don't think that I'm so into them. But why can't we just be honest? Why can't we just talk like human beings? I feel like I've heard people say, you should talk to your crush or whoever it is, like they're your friend. And I feel like there's no room for that, because I've tried to do that, and it's there's a resistance, because I don't know. And it may just be the men that I talk to, because I guess it isn't guaranteed that every man is like that. And I have experienced some men that are more normal and want to talk to you, so they're okay with a double text, or they're okay with a little paragraph explaining something, or chatting about a topic that you're passionate about. But I feel like sometimes, especially in LA, or especially in LA, but I live in California, so a lot of the people that I know are LA adjacent, and I feel or they live in LA, and it's just why am I fighting to be in your life somehow? Just let's just go on a date. Let's just get to know each other. It doesn't have to be so serious, and it doesn't have to be so gamified. For example, I'll give an example, because I feel like this is so hypothetical. Mm. Mm. The one thing I will say about cinnamon treats, when it's a cinnamon crumble, I don't like how crumbly it is. Why are there crumbs all over me? But for example, the guy that I keep calling my crush, he has told me 4 different times he wants to just be friends with me, which is fine. We can just be friends. We don't have to do anything at all. Originally, I was texting him. I sent him a meme or something, and I was being a little flirty, and that was the original hey, I think it's best if we're just friends. And I was oh, that's totally fine. I did think you were cute, and I'm gonna stand on business. I'm not gonna change my thoughts just because you're telling me you want to be friends. I still kind of think you're cute. And after that, it's just been a whirlwind of I just want to be friends. Actually, I changed my mind. Let's try something. Actually, I just want to be friends. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't want to be friends. Actually, I think it's best if we're friends. And it's first of all, I have whiplash. Stop, please. But then, if I see him in person, he's big on the, oh, text me tomorrow, text me, call me, let's run this back, let's do this again, whatever. But if I text him, it's silence. He doesn't want to hear from me. He has better plans. Ooh. I'm also drinking the mint yerb, obviously, because it's so good. Someone the other day said the mint yerb was the worst out of the yerbs. I was like, you're on crack. Because that's like the worst take I've ever heard, I think. Like, genuinely. I also got some, I don't know why I'm showing you this. I got some fruity Tic Tacs just because I saw them at the register and I was like, something to chew on. But yeah, so he's like the main guy telling me like I've never been like, oh, text me more, text me. He says, text me. Let's do this again. Let's run it back. Text me, call me tomorrow. Like, but then when I do, he's upset about it. And he's like, that's when I get hit with the, I think we should just be friends. I guess because I'm too clingy, but I'm like, I'm just doing what you literally said. So then the game is like, do I not do what you say? Because the second I start ignoring him, he's blowing me up. Like, hey, I changed my mind. Hey, I changed my mind. Let's hang out. Come over. I'm having a party. Like, I don't want to. And I've said that multiple times. But he's like, no, let's try it. I'll make it up to you. Blase, blase. But it's just annoying because it's like, I'm wasting my time. It's not necessarily a waste. Like, at this point, I understand he's not going to be my boyfriend. Like, after the first, hey, I think it's best we're friends, I took that thought out of my mind. Like, obviously, he's not going to be my boyfriend. He doesn't want that. But, it's just like a waste of gas because he lives in LA. And, like, time and effort. Because, like, theoretically, I could be doing anything else instead of hanging out with him. But I take time to be friends with him. And it's not just him, also. I think there's an epidemic within, like, all men right now. I really don't know what it is, and it, like, scares me because I really feel like this generation is just, like, cursed. Like, I don't know what they put in cell phones, but, like, the internet. But easy access to, like, anyone and everything is not good. And I feel like this generation is feeling the effects the hardest. And there's so much judgment from, like, Gen X, where they're like, I don't know, I just feel like there's, like, an expectation where, like, you should be married, or, like, you should have one partner, or something like that. Because I think within a year of my life, like, my mom already had a kid. So, like, the timelines are now skewed. I think because men now have more opportunities to be promiscuous because of the internet. And it's just leaving, like, young girls to, like, alone until, like, the man decides to step up when they're 35. And I just think that's, like, insane. Like, why do you need so many options? One, do you not understand what you need or want? Like, why can't we commit in this day and age? Because my thing is, like, a lot of people are similar. So if you know what you want, you've decided it's, like, this person, this kind of person, you could find that kind of person and commit to them. But a lot of people don't. And that's kind of, like, concerning to me. Because I'm like, what's happening? to society. Like, are we lost as a society? And there are some people, there are like anomalies who are like engaged or married and they're like 23, 24. But that's like no longer the status quo. And I am like wondering what the new status quo is. Is it really just like promiscuity and like non-committing because of all the options? I'm like, why can't we just go back to a society without the internet? Maybe if they ban TikTok, that will happen. I don't think so. But those are my 2 cents on dating. And also, this wasn't an attack on that man, because it's also like I have nothing to attack him for, because we aren't gonna be in a relationship, and even like anything more than like a kiss here and there is like expecting way too much from him. But why is my question. Like, what happened to society? I really do feel like it is the internet. And I think the internet was a blessing and a curse, because I just keep saying, I think we're stunted as a society. We have too much, to the point where I feel like we can't grow. Like, does that make sense? We're like stuck in the same cycle. Like, I like this girl. Oh no. I like this other girl. Oh no, I see this other girl. I like her. I do think it was the same in like the Gen X generation. But they didn't grow up with internet. So they didn't have every hot girl at their fingertips. I really do feel like that is what it is. Especially in LA. Like, I didn't realize this until I went to the club in LA, like, sober. But every girl in LA is so hot. Like, genuinely. The hottest people live in LA. I guess they're, like, all trying to make it, so they just have to be hot. So, I can get why someone can't commit in LA. But I feel like that says something about the person who can't commit. Like, why do you need every hot girl? Why can't you just snag one and be happy? Okay. This talk is getting longer and longer and longer, and I'm gonna have to cut so much, so